Oh, Doreen is not a fan.
No! No!
Poof, we're back in Connecticut. LOVESAC HQ. I'm always bringing books to the office. We have this awesome library at LOVESAC HQ. Try and keep it stocked with all the latest. Good one on top, startup leadership. Interesting take on leadership, particularly as it's focused on startups. LOVESAC is not exactly a startup, but sometimes we joke it's the world's longest startup. Oh man, rocking out to AC/DC? Then you know it's gonna be a good day. What's up? Got any wisdom for us? Oh my gosh, it is Valentine's Day.
Yeah!
Well,
You didn't forget, did you?
My wife is in Utah, so.
Happy Valentine's Day, Tiff.
So what's the word? What's the word? Got any wisdom for us?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Jeff, you're in the way.
There is no limit to what we can accomplish. It does not matter who gets the credit.
Ooh, I like it.
Good one.
I like it. No limit. Do you feel like that today?
Yeah. It's Valentine's. It's a good day.
It's a good day. Do you have a love in your life on Valentine's Day?
Hi, Mom. I love you, Mom.
We do have a plan that if it does affect sales and it does actually materialize into a meaningful kind of movement, we
Who you guys probably seen around. I think he has one of the hardest jobs here, mostly because he has to try.
Are you kidding me? Wow.
That's great. Now I want
Nothing says love like AC/DC. Oh, Doreen is not a fan.
No! No!
I mean, it kind of does. So, like, I sent him kind of our project pack.
Product development.
Yeah. Because, like,
The shop.
we needed something.
Wow, I love coming down here. It's my night to teach in New York City. So, rode the train from Connecticut, gonna jump on the subway downtown. I actually have a meeting like usual. So I use these class days to take meetings in New York City with influential people, investors, etc., etc. And in preparation for my students tonight, we're reading this great book. Probably anyone on this vlog should check it out. It's called Entrepreneurial Leadership, and it's a different take on leadership and so much more applicable than so many leadership books to entrepreneurs and people building companies and whatnot. Anyway, I just thought I'd take a second, speaking of Shawnisms every day, to mention a Shawnism that I haven't covered in a long time. I've been asked before, like, what's the key to success? If you had to boil it down to one thing, what is the key to success? My only answer to that I still maintain today, I've maintained it for 10 years, maybe more, is self-awareness. And now, it's a much used and abused subject at this point, but when I started saying it 10, even 15 years ago, it was a newer concept. And building on the work of Goleman in emotional intelligence and his wonderful book, Primal Leadership, which we're also reading in this course, every leadership book I read now harps on self-awareness and personal development and self-control. We'll talk more. I defy you to find a modern leadership book where some form of self-awareness, including self-control, self-mastery, is not at the crux of the framework. And it's something that, certain circles talk about a lot. It's something that, when we think of leadership, we often think of all kinds of different, things that make a great leader. But I'm telling you, it comes down to this one principle. How well do you know your strengths? Do you know your weaknesses? Are you willing to be honest about them?
Where?
If I'm I'm at the airport. So I just had an amazing discussion with my class there at Parsons. Mostly led back to self-awareness, ironically, the subject of tonight's class, de facto. And it led to an interesting discussion with some of the students about, you know, they're reading this book about entrepreneurial leadership, and one of them made the comment, I don't want to be an entrepreneur. And she said, well, actually what she said was, what if I don't have that ambition? What if I don't have that motivation? Because the book addresses motivation as an entrepreneurial, core entrepreneurial leadership skill. And I said, what motivation? She said, I don't have this motivation. I said, what's this motivation? She said, well, I just want a job. I said, well, that is your motivation. That's a motivation. And there's nothing wrong with that. And lies one of my biggest criticisms of today's pop culture veneration of entrepreneurs, right? Like, it's being an entrepreneur is put up on such a pedestal that people almost feel like failures if they don't want to go start a company or change the world. And even if you want to start a company, it doesn't necessarily mean you want to change the world or build something of scale. Maybe you just want to be a lifestyle entrepreneur, and there's nothing wrong with that. And that's kind of, you know, a simple piece on self-awareness. Know what you want. What's your name?
Natalie.
Natalie, you about to fly this beast?
Yeah.
All right, how many times have you actually flown, Natalie? Let's be honest.
This is my first day. Don't be worried. It'll be fine.
Happy Valentine's Day. We get to spend it together.
Right?
It'll be
That's
weird.
special.
In tight quarters, no less. Good luck up there.
Thank you so much. You have a good flight.
By the way, it is Valentine's Day, and here I find myself in a lone row in a lone seat on Spirit Airlines, heading to Chicago, only so I can get close enough to Salt Lake City that in the morning I can get there at a good, not even Salt Lake, St. George, Utah. I can get there in time to see my family. And that speaks to my own self-awareness, my own motivation. Somewhere along the way, I hung out with enough billionaires to realize that, as defeatist as this may sound, and maybe it's just because I'm a letdown, maybe it's because it never happened for me, but I don't want to be a billionaire. I don't aspire to it. I'm not chasing it. Of course it could happen, right? It can happen to any of us, but it's not what I aspire to. And through my own journey towards self-awareness, toward understanding myself and what I really want. I want to be a good dad. I don't think just because you become a billionaire or a millionaire or whatever, doesn't mean you can't be a good dad, but I want to prioritize enough time with my kids, and I think that can be a challenge if you're super ambitious, right? To try and do everything. And so I'm doing a lot, and I'm sure I don't spend as much time as I could with my family or my kids, but I want to spend enough that I feel successful and happy as a father. And if that precludes me from ever being a billionaire, I'm totally okay with that. And so, you know, I've definitely learned about self-awareness the hard way. I've lived the founder's trap. I've, you know, been that egotistical founder leader. I still battle my own ego every day, but I'm kind of aware that I have an ego and that I have to keep it in check, and that I can be my own worst enemy. And so, look, for what it's worth, you want my personal recommendation for what is the key to success, I maintain it as self-awareness, brutal self-awareness. And even though I may appear to be lacking in so many ways and maybe appear to not be too self-aware, I'm trying, and I've been trying for a very long time. So, believe in yourself, but be brutally honest with yourself. And it's okay to try and get better. You know, I had a student tonight make fun of self-help and knock the idea of self-help and say, you know, it's so cheesy, it's so lame, and all these inspirational quotes. I love it. I listen to self-help kind of stuff every morning in the pursuit to try and be a little bit better, recognizing that I, in fact, suck in so many ways. So, develop self-awareness and never stop developing. Happy Valentine's Day.